Hello, Ann and Sid. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. It's me down in the basement. There's that floor clean out that I had mentioned earlier, right by the front foundation wall of the house. It'll take me just a moment to get the camera rolling in the direction that I need it to go. I just have to kind of jam my arm down in there just to kind of nudge the camera head around this relatively sharp bend. Appears that this is just a T-fitting, so normally there's a more gradual sweep where it's relatively easy to push the camera head through. So we're in cast iron to start out with, very normal in our neck of the woods. We start out here. Once we get onto the other side of the foundation wall, we'll change over. This is a quick change, just about 12 feet when we're right out. Knowing the proximity of the building to the street, that just makes total sense. There's not a very long front yard. It's very short. Now we're in clay. Vitrified clay pipe sections. Normal, typical. You've got some offsets, which are, if you notice at the connection points, we're gonna lose our picture here right for a moment. It's obviously it's a sewer pipe, so it's going to be fairly dirty. This one was holding some material in there that got on the lens. I'm going to attempt to turn some water on, get some flow going in the pipe, and try to wash it off. That being said, not easy to clean something with dirty water. So the picture will improve somewhat. It'll be a lot better on the return trip. So just kind of bear with me on this. So back to the clay pipe section. So 4-foot sections, they're just pressure fitted together. So the tendency, even if it's a snug fit, is to have roots grow in through those connection points. Like we talked about today, we don't see any roots growing in. You'll see in the video. No roots growing in, but that's not to say that the pipe wasn't cleaned, cabled, whatever, to get rid of the roots prior to the inspection or prior to them putting the house on the market. That said, it's my experience that even if you do a relatively good job cleaning out roots, there's still going to be some residual growth that you'll see around the edges of those connection points. So it's hard to get rid of it 100%. But still, I'll recommend in your written report that you revisit the line in another, probably 18 to 24 months, and just to see what it looks like. Not knowing the history of the pipe, basically you have to learn, how it operates, what its tendencies are, how quickly the roots grow back into the pipe. Okay, so we're getting going. This will clear up even more as we go along. I'm just trying to move my camera head back and forth in this water to try to clear off as much of the gunk as I possibly can. Again, on the return trip, I'll have the water turned off. The camera head will be relatively clear at that point, and you'll get a better view of what's going on. So the lighter sections around the connections is basically what an offset is. So if the pipe isn't moving, directly flat and level on a straight line, if it's bending down or twisting one way or the other, there's bound to be what would be called an offset, right? So you get to see a little bit of the rim or the edge of the pipe. Normal, typical. I don't see any separation. Here we are, 70 feet right to the city connection. Like we talked about today, not a long run. In our area, generally 90 to 120 feet would be typical. But this is the city connection. Obviously, it is beneficial to have less sewer pipe that you're responsible for, so all in all, that's a good thing. I'm turning off the water, or will be turning off the water here in a second. I'll put some wipes, disinfectant wipes, and some paper towels on the cable. As I pull back, I also disinfect the cable or clean it off as I'm going backwards. All in all, and I'll move slower on the return trip as well, pulling the camera back without as much speed, so you'll get a little bit of a better view if you want to watch the return trip. All in all, like I said, we're in pretty darn good shape here. Please read through the written reports. Again, there'll be descriptions of what's going on, recommendations, other information, some still pictures in there as well. And as always, please feel free, reach out to me, use me as a resource. I'm always happy to answer questions or give some insight if I can.